again. I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV, which I have forgotten to make my game capture. I always forget. I think I've forgotten every day this week. There it is. Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, let's hop in. We're gonna get right to it. We have much to do, and I do not think we have a lot of time to do it. But let's hop into voice with Miss Q. Hello, hello, Miss Q. I wanna see your Gunbreaker outfit. Yeah, you got a new outfit. Yeah. Didn't you go back to Geralt? Yeah, you had to talk to him again to get your final gear. You have to grab it all. It's all there in a list. Okay. You have to come with me. You did not get your gear. Yes, he is. Come on. We have to go see Geralt so you get your fucking gear. You can't go. No. So you didn't get your gear from the guy, right? Yeah, you can't go into this final stuff without your proper gear. Miss Q. He told you. The game told you. I know. Yeah, you talk to him. You say, I want my Journey's End gear, tank, and then you take every item from him. Look at you. You know whose outfit that is? Thancred's. Alright, you got your gunblade? You got everything? Alright, let's go play the video game. I don't know how to explain to you that they were constantly talking about how this man was going to give you new gear. They talked about it before you hit 80, and then the game even told you, this man has gear to give you if you simply talk to him again. It's very good. Now that we have put clothing on Q, we can move along. Yeah, you cannot go into the next stuff with It's fine. We have fixed the problem. I will not berate you any longer on stream for it. The chieftain has bid me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock and join your comrades below. You have everything you need? If that artisan fellow is as skilled as they say, then you may wish to avail yourself to his services ere we press on. Stola says put your gear on. Emmett Silk hath made himself difficult to reach, yet every step we take bringeth us nearer his stronghold. Let us not linger, lest the exarch suffer for our late arrival. Meeting the Undo was fascinating. They live just like us. Insert its endgame. Meeting the Undo is fascinating. They live just like us in some ways, but act completely different in others. The way they think, the way they play. I'd love to come back here and learn more about their culture. Will the dome last that long, I wonder? During the time I spent helping the Undo, I've been introduced to quite a few of the local varieties of sea life. Although sea monsters may have the more aptitude, probably best to avoid them if we can. We're on our way at last. Seems far darker down here, but I'll not start at a few shadows. We are moving in a group, yes? If Emmett Silk is in that trench, then we'll have to assume he's not swimming in salt water. I wouldn't want to suddenly find ourselves at the edge of Bismarck's bubble with no air to breathe. All are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond, and follow the wall down and down and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage in the northwest, then continue west and west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance, and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey is end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. The obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so. A most sufficient explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right. Deeper into the depths we go. The rocks and coral bunch up in the cavern wall like a staircase of sorts, but be careful, you would want to slip from up here. So this is the place where you catch the fish you need. They're hard to catch fish to make the best crafting food in the game. Don't make funny. And I've spent many a time because you fish on these corals up there. Catch nothing. I'd wager these bursts of water could carry you clear to the top again. Not that I'm eager to try. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet 'twould seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come. Music doesn't play. Your soul hath forged ahead. Shall we continue our own advance? But there was... Keep your eye open for ether currents. Unless there's one behind that rock. Okay. I want to walk. It's the final trek, and it's very good. The rock drops off sharply here, but I should think the coral thick enough to serve as a bridge. Cully, you have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along the coral branch as Alize has done. I, for one, should be following my sister's example. Which way would you like to go? I kind of want to go south. Yeah, I noticed that too when you walked around the coral with all squish, squish, squish. Are you in trouble? Just the horde of monsters that followed you. It's just really funny. There you are. Come on. I think I found the tunnel we're looking for. Here, this must be the barrier the Undo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. It was a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but to raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. Akali, I elect you to do the honors. Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Since Sprightly mentioned the music, I was watching a fan fest a couple years ago, just after Shadowbringers had come out, and they were kind of doing a tour. And Yoshi P wanted the music that's playing here to be the collusion music, and he wanted them to be switched. And Soken and Ishikawa both fought really hard. They're like, no, this has to be Shiki. You listen to them. I'm very, very glad. Together very nicely. We're just gonna run past these bluefish. Oh, I do want to talk to you. Oh. Alright. We'll just fight all these bluefish. Nay, I'd not want the chance to chance that leap. Hugging the northern wall on the way down seems the wiser proposition. This is a very long drop. Please, no heroic jumps over the ledge, Akali. I don't think my heart can take it. But I love just jumping over the edge of things. Really little pufferfish. Where thy footfalls, my friend, our road taketh us ever onwards, unto ever deeper darkness. This way. Elfina's over there too. Watch your footing here. I wouldn't envy the climb back up if you fell.
By the gods!
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Yeah, same. I couldn't tell you what I was expecting either. Oh, well, Q, this is your first time. What were you expecting? Like downtown Chicago looking thing. You expected something more like Ulna? One cannot blame the Ondo for fleeing the spectacle of these brooding edifices. We, however, have not the luxury of fear. Emet-Selch holds the Exarch captive somewhere within this vast city. Yet even if we must search every alleyway, we will find him. When the chieftain spoke of light shining from the abyss, this is not at all what I imagined. Why would Emet-Selch do this? You'd think all those tall, dark buildings would be frightening, but for some reason, they just make me feel sad. It's big, I'll grant you, but cluttered city streets are far more conducive to infiltration than wide open spaces. This will work to our advantage, trust me. Akali, did you note the style of architecture? 'Tis the same used for the remnants of the cups and the murals' painted towers. Look closely. Emet-Selch has not simply reclaimed these ruins. He has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering, though it pains me to admit we did not fully understand the feats an old-world Ascian is capable. I don't know if you want skill speed, or tenacity, but do as you like. Elize is steeling herself for the task ahead. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. It does. That's because I myself built them both. You will also notice, well, Elegant technology is a bit more on the gaudy side. What all these buildings have in common, and you'll see it when we go into the city, but you can kind of see it from here, is that there's like this love of blue crystal. The Garlean Empire has a lot of it. Allegan is full of it, and these towers have it too. We're going to see more of Garlemald next expansion, so we'll see how the two compare. We've only seen, I think, bits of it, really. Imagine. It's near all over again. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how the pixies must feel. Akali, Yana, recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is no passing strange. Did Emet-Selch not invite Akali to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Akura Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. If my eyes do not deceive, we stand in some manner of communal square. Just a moment. I thought I saw something. I just can't believe how tall everything is. Seems peaceful enough, he said, tempting fate. Each of these towers seems city in itself. Even a Gigas would feel inadequate in such surroundings. It's only at this distance that you start to realize how big the buildings truly are. What did they call the city? Amarot? Look, over there! Is that a person? No, my mistake. That's a giant. It doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Elvino, you can't just... Ugh. Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? The district has much to teach you. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. Ahem. And which district is this, exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polyarete district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you tell us where to find Emmet Selk? Oh, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the Connovation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmet Selk wove them from Aether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiark, and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphino. The ethereal Emerald and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emmet Selk hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed, and an unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, It wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jars start aching. Now you can hear the clicking, the ticking clock in the music. You can walk by them and see pieces of conversation. One can never be too young to take an interest in the rhetorical acts. Welcome, little one, welcome. Would seem the hall is host to a most precious visitor this day, and what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker La Habrea or the emissary Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logriff, Mitrion, Emet-Selk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus, it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, would be an unprecedented development and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident that they shall deliver our star unto salvation. How may I help you, little one? Do you wish to pursue the transcripts of the great debates, or would you like to reserve a room for a discussion? We are here to serve your needs. They called us a precious little child. Oh, precocious? I thought it said precious. Oh no, Sprite! That squirrel belongs to you. A new roommate. The big one. But this is child size. They're so little. Almost, yeah, almost. Good gracious, child, and where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our stars. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacocious keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us wrest from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair. Every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given of substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point the source of the phenomenon. 'Tis as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force, inimical to life, now festers and spreads. 'Tis only a matter of time until Emerald too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. This is the Bureau of the Architect, little one. If you require assistance, I should be glad to assist you. But are you certain this is where you should be? An audience with Emmett Selk. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available for the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. 'Tis a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. This is your first time here? Take a number if you haven't already, then settle in for a good long wait. Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. I should be glad to assist you in locating the concept you seek after I have finished assisting those ahead of you in the queue. No, he didn't have anything to say. I was trying. Well, that was an experience. I was never very fond of being treated like a child, but it did make asking questions less suspicious. By golly, if I was not certain before than I am now. The people of the city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emmett Silk to recreate this ancient emerald, and yet I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout his ocean trench. He would have his story known. Elvino is awaiting the return of your other companions. We can compare notes with the others once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. Twould seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Arianje, if I may, what are your thoughts on this ancient art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Asians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I say we arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in this age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the aether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emmett Selk. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of the 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. Can you grab that bot for me, Q? So we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where I gave up. I wonder though, Akali, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Akali's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Then Yashtola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. This is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the Capitol. How you like an Amara? It's very pretty. I don't hear it now. I think it plays during a certain part of the song. I know. Some of the squares are out of place. That man just sells you things, and the other one repairs your gear. A visitor's writ? Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Akali Yana. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Are you ready for DMV simulator? You hear the clock now? Akali Yana, your application is ready for collection. It's very, very, very late. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Is something wrong, little one? Are you perhaps lost and need me to help you locate your guardian? What do you do here? Why, the same things most other citizens do, I suppose. I debate various topics with my compeers. I dabble in the arts of creation. Every day I attempt to better myself and the world in which I live. For we citizens of Amarat are the caretakers of this world, stewards who have harnessed the power of creation itself. It is an honor and a duty we do not consider lightly. You are yet young, so very, very young. You needn't concern yourself with such lofty concepts just yet. Attend to your studies, and I am certain you will grow into a proud citizen and avid creator. What kind of place is this? Oh, do you hail from another city originally? Even so, surely you must know you stand in Amarat, the intellectual utopia that flourishes at the heart of our world. From the capital where our preeminent minds gather to carry out the duties of governance, to the Academia Endur, where devotees of knowledge strive to solve the greatest unsolved mysteries of the era, to the smaller but no less valuable institutions, Amarat has all that you will ever need and so very much more. Yes, yes, quite right. Man loves bureaucracy. Yes. Cubis. There's like 3 monsters in the whole of the city, and they're like right here. I think they're just failed experiments from the academia that are just kind of out in a boot. Oh hell yeah, we've made it! It's the DMV. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. You're gonna take a seat with this other rabbit. Thank you. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythlodaeus, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstruction. Or my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hythlodaeus will realize the truth. For example, we were close friends once, you see. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like fragile bubbles we are. Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days, what began as isolated incidents, soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation, on such a scale, required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiac was born, just as we had hoped. He reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give themselves to Zodiac, another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Heidelin, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Emetzelk has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return, by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emetzelk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Akali Yana. It seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Absolutely. Some Final Fantasy XIV. There was one last thing. Exactly. I made her just so. There was one last thing. You walk with another at your side. Yes? see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. I believe Hilandeus' actual Japanese laugh is the foo-foo-foo. Foo-foo-foo. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of her in you. Akaliana? Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Your visitor's writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Got any thoughts, Miss Q? Not a one. Oh, that is true. I forget what you know and what you don't. Well, you did tell me once upon a time that you were not interested in playing this game. So you do know things. Well, maybe. I feel bad, but you did tell me once upon a time that you were not going to play Shadowbringers or Final Fantasy XIV. That's true. You're just gonna Google it on your own. Akali. Yashtola and I have just returned from an institution the locals called the Academia Andur. Well, from its public offices, at least. We thought an Ascian place of learning the ideal spot to research your condition, but it seems we lack the credentials to enter the Academia proper. Good you're here. Everyone seems to be present and accounted for. Master Thangrid can best describe our chances for infiltrating the capital. I only hope thine efforts to secure permissions were successful. Finally, you were gone so long. I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? D&D simulator? It can be a D&D simulator if you try. I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing, too. Urianger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the far more attractive option. The capital boasts not a single armed sentry. 'Twould seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one ilm. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emet-Selk's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reen and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amarat today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Akali? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection, and you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this? All this time. But if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. Aye, I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory, and, in turn, empower Zodiark to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiark. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians will be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not. And there's not to say what Emet-Selk plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Akali, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting Emet-Selk the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Thangred stares quietly into the distance. He seems calm and assured, his easy stance born of confidence rather than false bravado. Urianger glances your way, his expression hesitant. You can see the struggle as he agonizes over the words he wishes to say. Y'shtola meets your gaze with a strained smile. You seem to recall her wearing the selfsame expression when speaking with Lys and Runar. Alphino is lost in thought, his eyes downcast. There is, however, no sign of the self-doubt which once assailed him at the falling snows. Oh, falling snows. Reen appears to be brooding over her choices, her faintly trembling hands betraying her mounting trepidation. Elizay appears to have made her decision. This is the final quest. Do you remember that talk we had atop the tower in Ward Sook? I'm still of the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you, you don't abandon me, and together we make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. I saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes, or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. Lothri spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our own heads, the ceaseless conflict. Imagine how he would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your perilous predicament. And yet, who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? You achieve what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, that giant Talos would have never raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles at your side, and would do so again. This is but another obstacle in the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher Emetzelk unto his rest, we must needs bind his Asian soul, and then shatter it with overwhelming force. The former task requireth oversight, and such I have prepared, upon the Exarch's asking no less, though it was never my intent to provide said boon. The future whence our noble friend doth hail is a world fallen to Asian artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated. In a sense, Emetzelk's destruction will be the culmination of the Exarch's efforts, a reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of peril, forget not but his fondest wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive unto the morrow. 'Tis in pursuit of that happiest of outcomes that I pledge to remain at thy side. Our time in the first has been never-ending succession of trials as arduous as our path in the source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, though that deep and forbidding wood, you have helped me stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor. Do as your heart decrees without hesitation or regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Mr. Waters. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure how this will end. But I suppose we should speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You taught me that much in Amarang. So forgive me this moment of sentiment, Akali. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you've given me the chance to think and act as I should have, for Reen's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I shall be there, guarding your back. When Minvillia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. And she was right. After you collapsed on Mount Gold, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I had failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now, you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Thancred, the others, you've all been there when I needed help. Minvillia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you, and I want to, I do. But I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example, and I've really tried. Then you shouldn't hang your head. I shouldn't? Fate can be cruel, but a smile better suits a hero. I'm not sure Actually, never mind. I think I'll understand better if I try it for myself. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision. Akali, I'm going with you. Actually, welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guest you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmet Selk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not she who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
We came here to stop you.
Did you now? One last do-or-die attempt to foil my plans before your mind dissolves into madness? How very, very heroic of you. In every single age, there is always someone who wants to stand up to the evil Asians. Always the same arrogance, the same insistence that the world belongs to them, as if theirs were the only rightful claim, theirs the only existence worthy of preservation. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me. I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you, fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emmet Selk! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Behold the coming oblivion. 'Twas the end of our era and the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment.
I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
Welcome to the final days of Amarant.
So the only gear in here is going to be accessories, which we very dearly need.
The fabric of our star began to fray, and the unchecked energies of creation begat malformed beasts.
Lots of AoE. Gotta dodge the roiler. Damage is like really heal less. So nice. So that someone doesn't. Otherwise it was hard to do.
Just as prayer gives rise to prideals, our dread made manifest our deepest fears.
Don't go behind a rock just yet, because AoEs will take a few while. You just gotta go to the stakes. Now you can just go ahead and go. Oh, that you were over there. I thought you were behind. I thought you were with me. Oh. Usually. Finally, I can take out this fucking necklace that's from the Omega raid. Yep. My year jumped up like 10 high levels. Interesting on this little group. Very careful going forward. You're gonna grab that other thing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the roilers there. I know, I'll back up. Grab that other. Go. Put the shivers on me. You should have 4. There you go.
The land buckled. The cities burned. The waters ran red with blood.
something's on me. I think the shiver again. Wait, Miss Kylie. Oh, that's not here. It's not over here. Just kidding. Sorry. I thought something was over here. I think we already missed it. That's my bad. There are 2 Amarots on the ground that are in the same positions that Alize and Alpha are in. Around Jade's vision. So he's gonna disappear, and there are gonna be a ton of ads. I think 3 waves. If you need to pop super line, go for it. You do have 2 lanes. So don't hesitate. If things are feeling dicey. Oh, good call. Yeah, it's okay. You did a good job. Use the big DPS because he is going to.
Yet this is far from the worst of it. Come, and I will show you.
That is for you.
And you will see the end of a world. The star was fading. We saw we had to weave its laws anew. But between us and our goal loomed a final misbegotten fiend.
On the side. Those are very important. I'll tell you when you need to stand. One. Oh. That's okay. It's not Heaven's Ward anymore. I'll save you. Okay. Where they just shot. Get out of that. And don't fall off. So certain nubs are like a cracked, like pink. Those will break when he fires that, so don't stand on those. Now back up. Go. You might hit a range actually. We only have until yeah, we are running out of time because this black mage has spent all this time on the ground and not getting up. One nub left to take because those, you see those two, those are gonna break when he does that. Kill him or he kills us. Oh yeah, you might have to LP so you can survive the laser. Wait, you have to have one of those. You needed to use it. Oh. No, it'll be okay. You should have that on your bar for emergencies such as that one. So what that, if it had fired its laser again, which you could have done once you saw it charging up, was do your LB so that we would have another round to survive it. Because we all would have died to the laser. I made out like a bandit. I got so much action. You did a very good job. I should have told you that you could fall off. I didn't. I simply did not think about it. Are you ready?
Well, well, you prevailed.
Nevertheless...
Your performance was underwhelming, and I remain unconvinced of your worthiness. Oh, you tower over your misbegotten ilk, no doubt. But should I bring my full strength to bear, well, you would be as leaves in the wind. The gulf between us is a reflection of the disparity between the world as it was and what it has become.
Our worlds may not live up to your lofty standards, but they are our worlds, our homes, full of life and love and hope. And we won't stand by and let you destroy them!
Alize!
You are a mistake. For we who have no perfection, the shattered source and these shards are ghastly mockeries of the true world. The ephemeral lives you exalt are pale imitations, utterly devoid of meaning.
Belittle us all you like, but we will rise again and again, and give the lie to your insults through word and deed. We define our worth, not the circumstances of our creation.
More prattle. Fool. Who are you? No one. Nothing. Once I have reclaimed my heritage, my first act will be to expunge your stain from history's weave. My world will have no need for heroes. Still fighting the good fight.
It is true that all we hold dear is fated to fade away, but that is no reason for us to forsake it.
To take what steps we may, and thus mark the road for those who would follow. to strive for the best of all futures. Be this not also thy purpose?
Do not presume to speak of my future. And you? Why waste your final moments in futile defiance? Weary wanderer, you've no fight left to fight, no life left to live. You see, the light will not be denied. Surrender to your fate, and let the transformation take you. Rise up in madness and fury. Devour the vermin infesting the land which is rightfully ours. Now, Reed! Now!
Fight it. You have to hold on.
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds?
You know I could.
Take it. We fight as one.
This world is not yours to end. This is our future. Our story.
No, it can't be. That trick of the light. You are a broken husk, nothing more. How can you hope to stand against me alone?
We stand together!
How do you... I'm surprised you can stand at all.
I could not well leave matters half finished. Let expanse contract, eon become instant. champions from beyond the rift, heed my call!
Damn you! Damn you all!
It ends this day. One way or another, it ends.
Very well. Let us proceed to your final judgment. The victor shall write the tale, and the vanquished become its villain. But come, let us cast aside titles and pretense, and reveal our true faces to one another. I am Hades, he who shall awaken our brethren from their dark slumber.
Are you ready, Mr. King? These are crystal towers summoning sword cats. I love it. It be going. About to put Fast Boy out of his misery. Unbelievable. This is supposed to be the top of the Capitol building in Emerald, I believe. Or the top of the Architect building? The top of the Architect building. Capitol, I think, has the arch. So while we stand here, I don't know if they made it abundantly clear or if they'll explain it in more details. we absorb it. Yep. Yeah, so now we are 8 times complete. Oh, you're gonna see in just a second. Funny you asked. You were about to see exactly what this is.
Show me your vaunted strength, and I shall expose the lie of your fragmented existence.
He summoned warriors from across the rift to come help you. You want to main tank it? No? You should do it. Be brave. It's not a hard fight. Alright, so you accident I think a countdown. So on 2, start running. So get on the side. You're safe where you come over here by me. Oh, there you go. Good job. And then, oh, this is not EX. Don't listen.
Bleed forward. You are not worthy. Your king is mine to command.
So, this is hard to explain. Big circles are going to come down. If you can see the shapes in the arena, those are the kind of circles we're going to make. So, you see that? Yeah.
Bleed forward. Scurry and scatter. Darkness reigns.
Stand on the side. No spikes.
By darkness be purged.
Grab ends and bring them all together. That, so long as you don't have a circle, don't have a circle. Yes. This dude, what the fuck? I'm gonna die. Yeah. I should have just walked away. I'm so mad. I knew I saw it too, and I was like, I should just go first. I know, I knew better too. If I was on Smash,
I am stifled by this vessel of flesh. The future of the stars will be shaped by my hands.
okay, make sure you're taking hands off, that you are sending aggro.
Oh, I shall be raised up by the prayers of my fallen brethren. Behold, a sorcerer of El tremble before my glory.
So Yak looks like it's gonna be the right. So you want to be towards the left. Just for take that away, take that away. To your side, to your side. There you go. Good job.
Pests.
Under his arm, all the way. That's good.
I am bound by cosmic law.
I didn't call that. Earthshakers, take yours to the left, far left, far left, far left. There you go. And then you have a safe spot right there. And you're safe where you are. We want to be under his arm. Don't get caught in those circles. People are going to be put in the jail. So he's going to create a big jail with his big claws and here and break people out. Good. Just don't stack on anybody else and you'll be good. And don't let anyone stack on you.
This place will be your tomb.
Stand on one of these. Make sure, try and get one that hasn't been destroyed. Well, then we can all get doomed and done. Our side.
I am bound by cosmic law.
Middle. His wings are doing bullshit. There you go. Thank you. I love this. I know his wings are a problem. I absolutely love him as this monster. And his wife. Hits right on the middle. Oh. Yeah, Quentin. That's fine. You can both be on this. Under his arm.
Drown in despair.
called life captivity. Depressing. In EX, he puts only the healers in a jail, and I design that for me. Pick me. Alright. Smash button.
Does the world as I want free? No. Damn you. Damn your wretched blessing.
Alright, all you have to do now is lots and lots of damage. Oh, yeah.
The world and every life upon it. Our tragedy must never again come to pass. You have no power over me.
Oh boy. Sorry you didn't get to meet me. Yak was demanding comms because Devil's in here, but they didn't go in as a party, obviously. So Yak was demanding comms. No.
Will not yield. Should I surrender this fight, what will become of it all? What will become of our dreams? Our despair?
Enough, damn you!
Walk it off, buddy.
Remember. Remember us. Remember that we once lived.
It's over. Emet-Selch is no more.
More importantly, how do you fare?
What dost thou see?
Her ether. It is as it used to be. As a disciple of Zodiac, the Ascian was the darkness to your light. I can but assume that when you set your strength against his, the light within you was spent.
No, it's more than that. Under the strain of that incredible flood of ether, your soul had begun to break apart, yet now it seems somehow restored. I tried to help you before the battle, but Emet-Selch stopped me. So, how did you... exactly what did you... Can you tell us what happened?
I had help from a hero of this world.
I see.
Where to start? I believe I owe you all an apology. And you, most especially.
Tis good to see you awake, Grahatia.
Well, 'tis good to be awake.
So those mad souls dove straight into the ocean over there, did they?
All I could see from here was the whale, Master Chai.
'Twas surely Alphino and those friends of his. They did something heroic, mark my words. You need only look up there for proof of that.
As you say, my love.
Who are you people?
They're sure to be back. Any moment now. Any moment.
They are coming back, aren't they? I couldn't bear the thought of...
There, dear. Everything will be all right.
There, look! Over there, over the beach!
Ho there!
Greetings! You all right?
Welcome back!
I didn't think we'd be swimming the whole way back. Heavens. Heavens. Take me.
Alphino! Oh, hells.
It's important to note that while Alphino can't really swim, neither can Urianger, who is missing.
Wait! Where's Urianger?
Dead.
He must have fallen behind.
And drowned.
But shouldn't we look for him?
He'll wash up, sooner or later.
For the love of... Alphino!
Welcome back, dear ones!
And thus did salvation come to the first. The lamps of Amarot will fade along with Emet-Selk's enchantments, and the depths shall be as once they were. Mount Gulg will one day fall, and the Talos below yield to wind and rain. This tale, too, will fade with time, passing into legend as the world heals and moves on. Nevertheless, As ether obeys the cycle, as death and decay gives way to new life, so too do the memories we share inspire others to rise to greatness. For we who walk before may lead those who walk after. Your road goes ever on, as does your story, as does your legacy. Such is the hero's lot, to touch the lives of countless others.
Excuse me? You're the Warrior of Darkness, aren't you? Where are you from, really? And how did you get to be so strong?
What did you think, Misty? I love it. He turns into big monsters. And also, I am ever sympathetic. Well, not that particular motive where if they had won, they are like the heroes of their own stories. I just played a game or watched something that was comparable to that. Oh, it's like Nier was like that too. Well, we played Replicants. You know, the villains in that story are fighting for their own salvation, and should they win, then they will lose the lesson. It's very good. I like stories like that, and I am glad that Shadowbringers Ascians of Purpose, they have been aimlessly played for to the point where they were barely story relevant. It was good. It was good what they did with them. It is actually to this day what we can say for sure. There's a bunch of them that are missing in action. So when a realm there's a scene in a Realm Reborn where you see all 13. They're all there, which is an inaccurate depiction because I believe Emmett Selk should not have been there because he should have been the Emperor Soulless. Also, we have not finished Eureka just yet, but an Ascian dies doing all that bullshit with Eureka. One of them gets absolutely smoked, so she should not have been there either. But, we have lost Ignor, we have lost Labrialis, we have lost Emmett Selk, Emelea, 5. definitely 5 down, and unfortunately we are down 2 of the Unsundered, who make the rest of them. Let me actually... let me do this one. Oh, and Lolgoth and Mitrion were done in by Ardbert and his friends. Those were the 2 on the first. Well, depending on if the Black Wolf killed them properly, they need to be smote with great amounts of aether and an auracite. So if he has not been doing that, you can't confirm if he has actually got any acids. He probably just took one. Their souls go back into the rift. We don't know if Gaius has actually killed any acids, or if he is just giving them a very bad time. So Elidibus is still around. Pashtarat, Ultima, Helmarat, Dealdulfan, and Fandaniel. So we have 6 left. We have lost Lahabrea, we have lost Emet-Selch, we have lost Igiora, Mitrion, Nabrialis, Logriff, and yeah. The what? Yeah, we don't know if he has been killing any of them. We can surmise that he might have. He's got a lion-like mask on his belt, which I think we thought was. We think that's Fandaniel's mask. Fandaniel's Leo, right? Hold on. But we gesture. I do believe Fandaniel's the Leo. With one world's end as a new begin, and should our souls scatter unto the wind, still we shall live on. I think so. I would have to open up a whole other wiki page because I don't know the Twin Whispers. Yeah, Fandaniel's lion. So we think he has, based because it's a lion mask, we think he has Fandaniel's mask. Which means... well, we'll see. I can promise you he probably hasn't really been killing acids. He's just been bullying aggressively. Alright, I'm gonna hit escape and skip the quest. Because otherwise we'll be here for like 20 minutes. I knew the Knights Blessed were amongst the revelers, but the crystal room was so crowded I thought it safe to speak by my true name. Poor Runar and his ilk were gripped with panic, as you may recall. 'Tis customary not to reveal one's true name outside of family and ceremony. Yet when I hurried to explain that all present were like family, I was greeted with an outpouring of tears. An emotional people, the blessed. I would seem I don't know my own limits. I had thought to push on until dawn, but my body had other plans. Still, I did enjoy the caressing while it lasted. Even I need to forget my cares every now and then. What I don't need is to wake up to Elfino smirking at my bedside. He said my face was a rare sight while I slept. Gods, I hope I wasn't drooling. It would seem that the city celebrated long into the night. Not that I would know. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I woke to find myself in the infirmary, having apparently collapsed from exhaustion. My aching pride was somewhat soothed by the sight of Alice lay asleep in the bed next to mine. She must have been just as weary. Long has it been since I've seen her face so peaceful in repose. 'Twas a rare, tranquil morning, made unforgettable by the sight of those clear blue skies. The ending of this tale hath been a joyous one indeed. Myriad were the lessons learned, yet there is one of particular import. 'Tis imperative that I master magics to grant my feet purchase upon the water, or else allow me to part the sea at will. I must needs visit Bismarck in due course and scrub his teeth in thanks. Mayhap the airy arts of fairy whale might be imparted upon mortal men? We shall see. We shall see. People come from malms around to join the festivities, but most seem to have stumbled home by now. Even so, I dare say Norvrant will echo to the sound of clinking mugs for some while yet. I thought to indulge in a little revelry myself last night, until Urianger began to list all the names of my drunken conquests. I ended up drinking water. Water! Oh, Akali, are you well? No ill after effects? To my eyes, you seem completely healed. It really is a miracle. Speaking of happy surprises, I was amazed to see the crowd that greeted our return. I hadn't realized just how many people we'd met along the way. And did you see their smiles? Right then and there, I vowed to do whatever I could to keep that joy from fading.
By your deeds has the blinding light been banished from these skies, and the Sin-Eaters driven to retreat. Although our many hurts will be years in the mending, I have faith that this world and her people will one day be whole once more. With no rejoining in prospect, the Source need no longer fear the coming of an 8th umbral calamity.
And with that triumph, the future from which you came will no longer come to pass. Yet here you still stand.
So I do. I wonder if that other age continues onward somehow, cut adrift from time's flow.
It does.
Or have I simply etched myself a place upon this new block of history? Either way, this is an unexpected development. As the summoner of your souls, my death was meant to release you back to your world. Yet I am very much alive, and you are still stuck here in the First.
I believe I speak for us all when I say that we are happy to postpone our return if it means your life is spared. We will seek out another way.
Besides, I never had any intention of rushing home. There are people here I still need to thank, and this means I might actually have time to do so.
Yet we dare not neglect our comrades in the Source. Mistress Tataru, to name but one, will be most anxious to know how things stand with us.
So, you'll just have to make the journey alone for the moment. Be sure and give a full report to our fellow scions, would you? Oh, and we'd also appreciate any news you can bring us from back home.
Then I see no reason to delay. I can open the path from here.
I imagine we each have matters demanding our attention, so let this be a farewell for us all. Send word when you've resummoned our friend. Oh, and do try to ensure she arrives within the city next time.
Of course! I shall strive for utmost accuracy. No strange forests or unplanned passengers, I promise.
I'm a little relieved, to be honest. I would have been terribly lonely if everyone had suddenly disappeared. But I understand that you have to go. Safe journey, warrior of darkness. I hope to see you again soon.
Nazarene cannot come with us.
Just a moment while I attune the portal. Then you can be on your way. When I was a boy, many long years ago, I yearned to stand tall as the heroes of Elb. But like a fool seeking to pluck the stars from the heavens, my every attempt to reprise their deeds fell short. And then one day, an all but forgotten dream from my youth stood before me in the flesh. A hero who looked at the horizon and beyond and saw I knew not what. All I knew was that I would give anything to stand at that hero's side. Would that it was so easy. The glory of the heavens was ever beyond the grasp of those who never thought to reach for it. But if I have gained anything from all of this, it is the courage to stretch out my hand. Do you hear me, Grahatia? This is no time for sleeping.
To the west gate. I want to know what's happening there.
Same as the others, struck down with a single blow. An unfortunate day to draw guard duty. Forgive me. These were your people.
We took advantage of this slaughter to slip into the palace. 'Tis not for me to grieve them. That was the Emperor! Wait! Ah! You Radiants!
Gaius, You've missed your part in this, I'm afraid.
Identify yourself, demon!
You were hoping for the Ascian? The Craven shed this skin and fled, rather than face me. A pity. I was looking forward to crossing blades with myself. But I cannot deny the feeling of satisfaction. Body and soul reunited at last.
What now? The game continues, but the pieces have changed.
Only if we trust in a paragon's words. A mistake I do not intend to repeat. Gaius!
He speaks the truth. Elidibus is gone. Tore a hole into the rift. Xenos, my foolish, greedy son. Was a second life not enough? Was the Empire too rich a prize to ignore? True freedom for our nation, our people, will never be won by a spoiled princeling. The burden of this throne is beyond you.
'Tis you, father, who have struggled with this burden. Simply holding the Empire together has occupied your limited faculties. But you may take comfort in knowing that I have no intention of pursuing your tedious agenda. Nor am I interested in ruling over the Empire's lands. I came only to remove that which ruins my sport. I will not have my prey stolen by your petty wars and cowardly weapons.
You would kill me just for that.
I need no other reason. Any and all who interfere with my hunt
will not do so twice!
I heard the Ascians speak of Zodiac and Eidolon. Even the will of this star is but a construct of our own making. We shall gorge upon their strength, and then, my friend, our contest shall begin anew.
Xenos!
Jesus, Jesus. It's been 1,000 years, but I can fly again. Again, more don't. What we're doing here. Have you gone back to the source at all since you started Shadowbringers? Oh. No, it's... The only time I went back to the source when I played Shadowbringers was I didn't quite understand what was happening, so we saw that huge cutscene with Ishgard, like, shaking, and you had the Heavensward book in the vision. And I hustled my buns to Ishgard to make sure they were okay. and it was fine. It's like, we can talk to Tataru first. Probably should have talked to everybody, but Akali, is it really you? But when? We didn't think that you would be back for ages. Time moves in mysterious ways. Right, so it does. The reports you had delivered by that excitable little pixie said as much. As for the situation on the side, the Imperials are still eyeing our forces from afar. From what I'm told, the Garlean armies have been slow to react and seem reluctant to commit any large-scale engagements. It's an odd sort of stalemate. Otherwise, we've yet to see any sign from that awful black rose weapon we were warned about. But I suppose we did call in an old friend to help out on that count. Kyle and I had a terrible time tracking him down, though it will be worth it to see the look on your face when you find out who it is. Anyway, I was just about to make contact with this helper of ours, and then confirm the latest news from the front. Might you fancy having a rest while I do so? The Warrior of Light back where she belongs, just as if nothing had happened, though you do seem different somehow. You'll have to tell me all about your adventures when we next have a spare moment. Until then, welcome back, and thank you for the sippy. Oblivion has claimed him. Emmett Selk gone. La Habrea gone. I alone remain, the last of the unbroken. Once more, I am moved to reevaluate the potential of these tattered souls. Xenos, never did I dream you would overpower me so completely, possessed as I was of your body and all its uncanny strength. And now that I have shared with you the truth of this world and its reflections, who can predict how events will unfold? Not I. Emissary. What a poor jest that title has become. The flow of history has become muddied, its currents wild beyond my capacity to direct them. You have wrested the advantage, Heidelin. The thieving hands of your disciples tighten their grip on our star. The origins of the world remain hidden and its inhabitants ignorant of their broken existence, just as you and your creators desired. They celebrate the gift of imperfect life, uncaring, unknowing as we weaken and fade. But do not imagine yourself rid of us. Though your champion has indeed proven the most egregious obstacle to our ascendance, a barbed thorn in my side, she may yet be removed and cast into the abyss. Oh yes, it can be done. I will keep these heroes mirrored in the first, and victory will be ours at the last. Warriors of darkness now, are they? Then their fate is decided. They shall meet the same end as those who came before, death at the hands of the Warriors of Light. Seems you were right. Yes, there is something out there. It would mean crossing malms and malms of infernal emptiness, which is rather unhealthy for living creatures, as I understand it. Even were we to restrict ourselves to brief forays, I don't like to imagine the effect it would have on our aether. But you still want to go, don't you? We may have saved the world, but we haven't reclaimed it. When you put it that way. What choice do we have? Well, of course I'm going with you. That's what family is for, isn't it? Come, let's head back and prepare for this mad journey of yours. Thank you, Thancred. Through blazing skies, give way to gentle night. What hand can end the war of dark and light? You have completed the main scenario quest, Shadowbringers. Yep. Furthermore, bolstered by experience in the quest. So any job we try and level up now, once we have reached 80, will be easier. Get an experience boost. So, what we are going to do on Saturday, because tomorrow is Eureka and you won't be about anyway. You'll be about for Saturday though, right? Okay, so Saturday we are going to start the 8-man raids and probably and hopefully do patch 5.1. I do not remember patch 5.1 being very long. It was definitely like a setup chapter. So, but the 8-man raids may take us a bit. It should be fine. But we are going to wrap it up swiftly and quickly, because I have got to get a move on. I must hurry myself to raid. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back with more Final Fantasy. Well, I will be back. I will be back with more Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, where I will be doing more Eureka, and we will finish up Pagos, and hopefully move on to Pyros, God willing. So yeah, I'm hoping we can finish up Eureka somewhat quickly so we can see some Baja, so that Baja can replace Eureka on Fridays, but one day at a time, and we don't have many days left. We've got to hustle. So, I hope to see you then. Otherwise, if you're looking for just the Shadowbringer story, that will continue on Saturday at 6 p.m. EST as it does. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!